Hello, hello, I'm Sasha of Sasha Makes Cards, and today I'm here with Kraftin Kimmie Stamps for day 3 of the Krafty Sneak Peeks of the August to September 2024 release. Today I'm going to be making a card using the new Sweet and Spooky stamp set along with the Here for the Candy layering stencil. This layering stencil is a 2-piece layering stencil which when put together it will create this really fun candy kind of background. The card I'm creating today is a very easy, clean and simple card, so I first started by stamping one of the images from the stamp set. I decided to stamp the little ghost wearing the witch hat and the little trick-or-treat bucket using an alcohol marker friendly ink. For this I'm using the Simon Says Stamp Intense black ink and stamping that onto a 100-pound hammermill cardstock. I then fussy cut the image using a pair of spring-assisted scissors so that I could then color him. Today I'm going to be coloring using Ohuhu alcohol markers as well as Prismacolor Premier colored pencils. Here is the color combinations that I'm going to be using. Feel free to pause the video and refer back to these if you would like. As well, there is the colors I am currently using up in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Now, since the little ghostie is wearing a witch hat, I want to go with a black and purple color scheme. It's very spooky Halloween color palette and I thought it would work perfectly, especially with the layering stencil. Working from my darkest color to my lightest color, I first started by coloring the ghost. Started with CG050, then CG030, and then CG020. As for his little witch hat and his trick-or-treat bucket, I started with NG07, then NG06, then CG070, and lastly CG050. For the purple, I started with V060, then V050, next is V030, and lastly is V020. Once I was happy with my coloring using the alcohol markers, I then moved on to using some Prismacolor Premier colored pencils. For this, all I did was added some extra shading to the ghost using 2 different shades of gray colored pencils that I had. Now, I have tried coloring different ghost images in the past, and at least in my opinion, I've never been that good at it. I feel like ghosts are kind of a hard thing to get, at least the way you want it, because they're kind of weird. I don't know, it's just sometimes they feel kind of hard to color. Because really, what are they? These spooky, mysterious things. I never know how to color them. Sometimes I use funky colors, sometimes I use normal colors. One time I actually colored ghosts using this fun neon green color combination. Maybe I'll have to do that again because green is my favorite color. I'll have to do that with another image from the stamp set. Oh, also a pink ghost would be really cute. Now that I'm thinking about it, really, I could do a rainbow color of ghosts. Now that would be kind of fun. But now that I've thought about it, I'm definitely gonna have to do a rainbow of ghosts. Once I'm done coloring my cute little ghosty friend, I then move on to creating the background. Now, like I said earlier, this is kind of a clean and simple card. So I placed my A2 size card base onto a sticky mat, masked off part of the card, so I'm only really ink blending in about the top third of the card, place the stencil down, and then start creating the background. Now, I started by placing the first layer of the stencil and using the Villainous Potion Distress Oxide to create a very dark, rich purple color. Once I was ready, I then removed the stencil and very lightly, without dipping back into the ink pad, ink blended the exact same color over top of that before I placed on the second piece of the layering stencil set. This is a technique I've been really enjoying recently, as it really adds a lot to any cards that I use with stencils. Perhaps one of my favorite ways to do this is when I am creating rainbow gradients, like the card I actually shared yesterday for the Krafty Sneak Peeks, using the new Airmail stamp set as well as the Out of This World stencil. I don't have a video on that, however, if you want to look at it, be sure to check out my Instagram. The link is in the description, where you can also find the other very fun Krafty Sneak Peeks that I've already shared and what is to come. But anyways, once I was ready, I then placed on the second piece of the layering stencil set and then ink blended Black Soot Distress Oxide onto my card background. Now once I lifted my stencil, You will see I did kind of misplace it a little bit. One of the candy pieces is a little close to the purple that I already ink blended. However, I realized that the little ghosty is actually going to be covering it, so I didn't worry too much about that. Once I was done with the layering stencil, I then splattered some black acrylic paint onto the card background as well as some white paint. To do this, I placed the black acrylic paint onto my glass matte work surface, sprayed it with some water in a spray bottle, and then used a fan brush to splatter it on. I did the white paint in the exact same way. To finish off the card, I then glued on the little ghost using some Barely Art liquid adhesive glue, as well as stamped a sentiment. Now there are 2 sentiments included in the stamp set, including the one I used, the No Tricks, Just Treats, as well as the Sweet and Spooky sentiment. And that is the completed card project. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out the description below for links to the Kraftin Kimmie Stamps website, where you'll be able to purchase the stamp set and stencil, as well as so many other amazing goodies that are releasing this Saturday, August 17th, as well as a link to the Kraftin Kimmie Stamps Crafty Friends Facebook group and my social media links. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.